Hello again, this is PC Delta Link, back with our Enigmatica 2 Let's Play Normal Mode. This is episode 22. We have a lot we're going to work on today. Primarily we're going to be getting some new machines set up here. And then, I'd talked about how we'd been having issues with ender pearls. We are going to fix that today. So, we have a lot of stuff to do today, so we're going to get started. So, the concept of what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this thing known as a soul vial, which we have right here. And I've already made this, but I'm showing you the recipe. It's just a solarium ingot, which is simply gold and soul sand in an alloy smelter. And then it's just fused quartz, which is... Whoops, if I can type... Here it is. Which is just nether quartz in an alloy smelter. So 4 makes 1. So it's still not very expensive. And we're going to be using this to get an Enderman spawner. We are going to get a powered Enderman spawner to give us all the ender pearls we could ever need. Now, how these soul vials work is you simply take them, and we already have them saying over here. And you see this says Soul Vial Enderman. So you just take that soul vial that you craft and you right-click the entity you need to use it on, and it will capture them in the soul vial, as it did here with the Enderman. So we're going to combine that with a broken spawner. Right here we have a cave spider spawner that we got earlier. We also have another one from Blazes we got from the Nether Fortress. And eventually we're going to have a wither skeleton farm. You see I have a wither skeleton here, but that's going to be a different episode. Right now I'm focusing on ender pearls. And so our goal is to have all the ender pearls we want after today. Now, in order to get this, though, this is all done through EnderIO, but you're going to need a couple machines to make this work. For starters, you're going to need what's known as a soul binder, which is made from some solarium, an enderman head, creeper head, zombie head, and skeleton skull. All the heads, like those, they're just rare drops from enemies. So you just need to kill a lot of them, or have looting on your sword to have a higher chance of rare drops, that kind of stuff. We also need a soul machine chassis, which that requires a simple machine chassis and this soul attuned dye blend. And the simple machine chassis are iron bars, iron ingots, and then grain of infinity. And we have a lot of these set up over here because we're going to be using a lot of these today. So we have 7 here ready to go. So we're going to take all 7 of those. And we need, I believe we need 2 of these. I'm going to double check here real quick. Let's see here. We need 1 for the powered spawner, 1 for the soul binder. One for, we're going to make an experience obelisk as well. 1 for that. And 1 for, we're going to need what's called a slice and splice as well. So that's 5 altogether. Yep, 5 of them. Okay, now to get this soul attuned dye blend, this is a little bit trickier. We need quartz dust, which is ground up nether quartz, soul powder, and organic brown dye and organic black dye. These are a little bit harder things to get a hold of, especially if you're not used to getting them at all. So I actually have this set up for the dyes we're going to need. This is our ground up nether quartz. We just ran it through the crusher and got those. For the soul powder, you simply have to take a solarium ingot and run it through the sag mill. And that gets you that. So we're going to take 2 solariums we got. And this is for something else. We will do that real quick. So this shouldn't take too long, hopefully. No, it's not taking too long. And now, the organic brown dye comes from 12 twigs and prunings and any slime ball. So twigs and prunings is gotten from the sag mill as well, and the best way to get it is running shrubs through there. Which we do have a bunch of shrubs over here. Now, shrubs we got from running around in the desert. Well, dead bush. That works too. But we got these from running around in the desert. So there's a ton of dead bushes just all over the desert. And see, we're going to have this pretty quick. So we only need 12. So yeah, this won't take long at all. Well, it shouldn't anyway. There's 8. I grabbed what's hopefully more than enough. There's 10. 11. Of course, it gives me 1 there. And gave us overkill there, but that's okay. That's fine. Okay. So now we need a slime ball, which I believe we have a couple of these. I know I had some set aside for this. Ah, here we go. Now, we did the same thing we did many episodes back where I jumped into the Tinker Smeltery and killed my own health to get coagulated blood. Because that's how we got this, is we got our coagulated blood again with that. We also need to use these clippings and trimmings in this alloy smelter as well. And these we got by running different plant life through the sag mill. The best one there is, let me show it to you, I gotta find it. Oh, here it is grass. Just using shears to collect grass and running it through here will get you these clippings and trimmings. But we also need some blood for this. Because we're going to use this dye blend that we're getting here in order to upgrade our alloy smelter and our sag mill. And then last but not least, we need the organic black dye, which that is from pulverized coal or charcoal and a slime ball. So there's that, and then we need our pulverized... Oh, we're going to need some extra of that. Alright, I need 4 more pulverized coal real quick. But this won't take long. We're going to just throw it in the crushing factory like this. Oh, and it sent it to the next one to turn it back in there, but we grabbed it quick enough. Alright, so let me chuck that in here. And there's the other piece of the dye blend. The organic black dye. Okay, so now we have our dyes. So we're going to come over here, put our organic black dye in there, put our brown dye in there, our soul powder. There's 6 soul attuned dye blend, which that should be enough for us. And then I believe we need this lapis lazuli dust and the organic green dye, and that gets the industrial dye blend. So 6 of each. And I believe we said we needed 5 of the soul chassis, so let me go back to our alloy smelter here. And hopefully this... Oh, this is going pretty quick on this. This won't take too long to craft. Yeah, in the meantime, since we have one of these chassis, we'll come over here. And you see we've already got our soul binder set up, kind of. Here's our soul binder, so there's the ingredients I'd shown earlier. So we're going to grab that and come over here and throw it on some power. And you see here it says capacitor missing. Insert any capacitor so this machine could work. The advanced machines from EnderIO require capacitors to work. We have not had to make those yet, because see, these simple machines don't require it. But we are no longer on simple machines. So how we get that is this. So we have our grains of infinity from setting bedrock on fire, some gold nuggets and copper, and that gets you basic capacitors. And the reason we made 8 of them is you can upgrade these capacitors. There's 3 levels of capacitor, and this is the very basic one. So we're going to make the second tier of capacitor, which is known as the double layer capacitor. And it's made from pulverized coal and this energetic alloy, which we have not made yet. But it's made, it's pretty simple. Just in a alloy smelter, you take a piece of glowstone, gold, and redstone. And that gets you energetic alloy. So you can see I already have some on me here. What I do not have is coal. So I miscalculated how much coal I needed for this. Now I'm just going to come over here because it's going to throw them in the enriching factory in a second. There we go. Oh, I already had them over here. Well, okay then. So there we go. Here's our double layer capacitors. And the reason you want these higher level capacitors is they make the machines run faster, which this takes a lot of time and energy to run normally. So you see here it has a picture of a broken spawner and a soul vial. What this does, and what we're going to demonstrate now, so we have our Enderman vial and then a broken spawner. This will convert this broken spawner into an Enderman spawner. And you see it has 0 of 8. So this requires experience levels to craft. So we use 8 levels of experience. And then this will very slowly craft this. This is going to take a while. So in the meantime, we're going to come over here and cook our advanced industrial machine chassis. I'm going to... Oh, that's kind of loud. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to get our advanced machine chassis. Or industrial machine chassis, my apologies. Okay. I just got some kind of big challenge there. Alright, back over here. So the next thing we're going to create real quick... Let's see, that's our powered spawner, which we don't have that ready yet. Here we go, the slice and splice. So it needs a solarium, any skull, the soul machine chassis, and the iron bar, and then these energized bimetal gears, which is just the infinity bimetal gears, and you can get these in dungeon chests. You can craft them, they're not that expensive, just some iron nuggets, iron, and grains of infinity. But it's just energetic alloy in nugget form surrounding them. So we're just going to grab 2 of those. I don't know where I got this EnderIOs from. That's kind of interesting. Whatever, though. So we're just going to put this around that, like that. And that's going to get us 2 energized gears, which we are then going to put here. And that, and there is a slice and splice, which we also need. So we're going to go ahead and throw this down and connect it to some power. You see, it's almost done. Okay, so broken spawner Enderman. And we get our soul vial back. That I can't carry. Let me put some of this stuff away, because some of the stuff I don't need anymore. Okay. So yeah, we get our soul vial back, so I will chuck that in here as well, because we don't need that anymore. Now, you say, this is still a broken spawner, and then we needed what you said was called a powered spawner. That's right, we do. We need a powered spawner. And this is going to require some more materials we don't quite have yet, including these vibrant crystals right here. These are made by surrounding an emerald with vibrant alloy, which comes from vibrant alloy ingots. And how to create vibrant alloy? It's just an ender pearl and an energetic alloy in the alloy smelter. We need 2 of these. So we are going to come over here, grab 2 emeralds, because we're going to need those. And then we need 2 ender pearls, which we currently have 7. We're going to throw those in there and throw 2 of these in here. And that's probably going to take a little bit. That's not too bad. Alright, let's see what else we need in the meantime. We need our slice and... Yes, we need this Z-Logic controller that we need for the powered spawner. This is from the slice and splice. This requires solarium, silicon, which we have not made yet, a zombie head, and a piece of redstone. Silicon you get from running sand through a sag mill, and it's not 100% chance, so we'll see how quick we get 2 of them. This should be enough to get me 2. There we go. 2 is all I needed. And we have 2 solarium. And you'll also notice in the slice and splice, not only do we need the capacitor, which we'll put in right now, we also need an axe and shears. So we'll go ahead and craft that real quick. So we're just going to grab some iron to do that. And 2 sticks. So we'll get an axe. And then shears. A piece of redstone. Alright, and these, I believe they have to be full durability, but I'm not 100% certain. Then you just put these in here like so, and we need a zombie head. Which we have a zombie head. We have a good amount of those, actually. So you throw the zombie head in here. And you see it's using durability on those, but it's working fairly quickly. And there's our Z logic controller. Here's our vibrant alloy. So we're going to take that, turn it into nuggets, and surround the emeralds with that, and there's 2 vibrant crystals. Alright, so we're almost ready to make the powered spawner. So the last thing we need is electrical steel, which we've never made that before. I'm going to show you the recipe real quick. It's just a piece of silicon, coal, and a piece of iron. So not difficult to get. So we're just going to throw that in there, and throw one of those in there. And yeah, that's extra pulverized coal that I made that I didn't need to make. So we're going to come over here, and we are going to... What are we missing? Oh, we need a zombie head. Any head will work, but zombie is what we have the most plentiful of. See, we have 9 of them currently. So zombie heads are what we're going to use here. Okay, and now we have a powered spawner. And you notice if you hold shift it says combine with a broken spawner in an anvil. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take this anvil right here. We're just going to plunk it down right there. And if you take the powered spawner and the... Oh, I got it backwards. There we go. And you see we have a powered spawner Enderman. You see enchantment cost is 16, so that takes 16 experience levels to get. But now we have a powered Enderman spawner. So now we can spawn Enderman on command, basically. So last things we're going to do real quick before we run downstairs and demonstrate that is I had said we were going to upgrade the sag mill and the alloy smelter, and we are going to do that. So, let me jump over here. Let me get sag mill, if the thing will type. Here we go. So for the regular sag mill, we need a piston, dark steel, and 3 flint. Oh, actually, we don't need that. We already have the simple sag mill, so we can just use this recipe. Dark steel, which we have not made before, I don't believe. I think I made some by accident, or I got it as a quest reward, one of the two. But it's pretty cheap. It's a piece of obsidian, pulverized coal, and iron, and in the alloy smelter, and that gets you dark steel. You can also make these in the Tinker's table, in the Tinker smeltery outside, but it's just easier to do it in an alloy smelter if you have it. So also for that, we need dark bimetal gears, which is just the bimetal gears with dark steel nuggets. So not expensive to craft either. So just 2 of those will work. You just need this and surround it with those. That gets our 2 gears, and we should be able to click this in here. Yep, just like that. So now our sag mill is a normal sag mill. You see, now it requires a capacitor. So we have that right there. Now for the alloy smelter, here we go. We need cauldron, 2 more bimetal gears, some dark steel, and 3 furnaces. So that shouldn't be difficult to get. We do have a cauldron over here that we robbed a long time ago from... Or, we did have a cauldron. I know I saw one when we were setting up. Maybe I moved it up. I moved it over here for the video. Okay. Okay. So I need 2 more dark steel, dark bimetal gears. And then we need 3 furnaces. And that was a bit of a mistake there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. There's our alloy smelter. We're just going to plunk that down right there. And just like the other one, this requires a capacitor. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted there. Alright, next thing we're going to make real quick before we head downstairs is we're going to make this experience obelisk. So we need a couple things for this. We need an experience rod first, which is 2 solarium and a piece of energetic alloy, and I actually need another energetic alloy. But this is fine, because this will show you how quicker the alloy smelter is now. So with the double layer capacitor, you can see this is much better. So that doesn't take much at all now to get that going quickly. Okay, so let's grab that. There's the experience rod. Last thing we need another soul chassis, which we've got, or, yeah, we got one right there. And then we need a fluid tank, which is any glass and some iron and iron bars. Notice a lot of iron usage. And we do have some iron bars laying around. And we should have a piece of glass somewhere. If not, I can fix that real quick. We'll just fix that real quick. Yeah, because I don't have any in here. That's fine. There's our piece of glass. And then some iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get our fluid tank. And then there we go. There's the experience obelisk. What's nice about this thing, I'm going to put it just right here for now, is you can right-click it, and this lets you store your experience. So all my experience is now gone off my character, and it's safely stored in here. So now if I die, I won't lose any experience. It's a really handy way to just store this stuff. You can retrieve 1 level, 10 levels, or all of it, and the same thing. You can deposit 1 level, store 10 levels, or store all of it. So it's just a nice place to keep it, so you don't have to risk carrying that much experience around at any given moment. The last thing we're going to make real quick before we head downstairs is what's known as a painting machine. And this is used for major cosmetic upgrades we're going to be getting later. This requires a diamond, nether quartz, another one of those industrial chassis, and the infinity bimetal gears. And I actually don't have another one of those. I need another simple machine chassis. Which means I require some grains of infinity. We're going to need this in a second, too. Okay, so I need more iron bars and more iron. Story of our life is iron bars. But this is used for a lot of cosmetic upgrades, so it's definitely worth getting. I'll show you why it's amazing once I get it crafted here in a second. We're just going to click this into the table, just like that. And then back to our alloy smelter. We need our industrial blend, just like that. Look how quick that goes. So nice. Okay. There's that, and 3 electrical steel painting machine. And it needs capacitor, so we're just going to steal one from this for right now. So how this works is you can take any block and make it look like another block. So we're just going to kind of demonstrate here real quick. We have a piece of dirt, and then we put a piece of cobblestone in there. And you see, this is now painted cobblestone, painted with dirt. So when I place it down, this is cobblestone, but it looks like dirt. So it's mined the same way, and it has these little lines to differentiate it. But what's really handy about this, not only can you disguise blocks as other blocks, but you can do things like you could take glowstone and say, I could convert it into this chiseled thing. This even works on chiseled bricks. I could make something look like one of these sunken stones. So I could embed glowstone in the walls or ceiling, and then you don't need torches anymore. You don't need all this mess of torches all over your base. So it's a really nice low quality of life upgrade. And you can just pull the block out of there if you want it to get out of there again. So that's all there is to it. But it's a really handy little device to have around. So I can get this out of there. We don't need that anymore. The last thing we need is we're going to be spawning a bunch of Endermen in our base, and we don't want them to teleport around. So we're going to create what's called an Ender Tether. And we need a couple of pieces of obsidian, a redstone torch, and then this unstable Ender Pearl, which is simply an Ender Pearl and a piece of Wither Dust. Wither Dust is gotten from killing Wither skeletons. So we managed to get a hold of that while we were in the Nether hunting for that Wither skeleton soul vial we got. So there's our unstable Ender Pearl. We're going to get that. We're going to get one piece of redstone and 2 pieces of obsidian from here. Give me our redstone, torch, pearl, and there's our Ender Tether. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to head downstairs and show off the powered spawner. Oh, and we need a capacitor, so we're going to just take it from the paying machine. Now, this is fairly dangerous to be spawning a lot of Endermen like this. That's partially why we had the Ender Tether. So just like before, this requires a capacitor, and you see it spawns Enderman. And so we just throw the capacitor. We're going to put the Ender Tether down. We're going to put it right here. And this will hold any Enderman. I think it's a 32 block radius it covers. Actually, we're going to move it just a hair. We're going to put it right here. So this will keep any Enderman in this area from teleporting out. And our sword now has looting luck 3 on it, so looting 3. So we're going to put this in here, and it is going to start spawning Enderman for us every time this fills up. Now this does take a decent amount of power. So you see it's 1,000 per tick this is using. This is the only machine running right now, is this one. And you see we already got 2 right there. Oh, 3. You see how quick this goes. And you can also see why this could be, very dangerous. And I just fell down into the basement here. Let me climb back up there real quick. But yeah, they cannot teleport out because of the tether. So now we are free to kill them. You see, we've already gotten 12 Ender Pearls in this length of time. So we basically have all of the... Now you see, he is teleporting, but every time he does, it pulls him back over to that thing. There we go. We're going to go ahead and take this capacitor out, because this is enough for now. I need to have this in its own dedicated room, which I do not currently have. So yeah, you can see when they teleport, it just pulls them right back to that tether again. go. So yeah, in that length of time, we just got 24 ender pearls, some solidified experience, and 4 enderman heads. So yeah, this thing's pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, we've just solved our ender pearl problems. Now the last thing we're going to show off before we leave for the day, because we're already kind of at our time limit, but we'll keep going a couple more minutes, is I wanted to make these a long time ago, but I did not have enough ender pearls to do it. And this is an elevator from Open Blocks, just made with an ender pearl and any color wool around. I believe any color works, but I usually prefer white. So what this does is we're going to put one here. And then we are going to put one, let me see where I ended up putting it, right here. So how this works is you stand on and you jump and you go up to the next one above it. And then you crouch when you're on it. For me, it's shift. And then you go down. So it's a very quick way to get between floors. Now, I did kind of finesse this a little bit. I dug out a staircase to get up here normally. You can see it's not finished yet, but I do have the initial shape of a staircase to get over to this solar tower, this thermal evaporation tower. So that's a work in progress, but I do have another entrance to that. Because before we were kind of jumping up there to get to it, but now we aren't. Down here, we also kind of enlarged this room and lowered it. So you can see we're further from the ceiling, but I decided to dig into this underground river I want to incorporate this as part of the base. So you can see we made some footbridges over it. I haven't done a whole lot down here yet. I'm just getting started. But we do have the beginnings of good work down here. So there's our induction matrix up there. We could easily run power down here if we needed to. And then the big thing we're getting is, here it is, we have an elevator here now. So we can go from the top floor down here in seconds if need be. In less than 2 seconds, really. So yeah, elevators are amazing. You really don't need stairs again once you get these. But still, it's very nice to have. And it's just a nice quality of life upgrade. So I think that's going to be about it for today. That was a lot of machines. We just crafted a lot of stuff we had to get a hold of at the same time. And we will end up getting... I'd shown you I had one of these for wither skeletons as well. We will be getting a powered wither skeleton spawner because we need wither skeleton heads. Which that'll be to summon the wither, which that's going to be probably a couple episodes away. I'm not quite ready to fight the wither yet. We need a little bit more prep work done. He has to have a special room before we can fight him. Because the wither can destroy blocks. He basically is a giant explosive ball of death, and he can destroy blocks. So we need to have our special room for him made, and it's going to be made, I'll show you what it's going to be made out of. Here it is. This reinforced obsidian. And this is, you notice it says wither-proof. The wither cannot break this. Now, it's kind of expensive, but we can get this. Dark iron bars isn't bad. A lot of grains of infinity, so we're going to have to farm that, and then obsidian. So it's really not that expensive. So we just have to have a room of that created to enclose him so he cannot escape. If he does, it is insanely mass chaos if he would happen to get out of the room. So, but that's going to be a couple episodes away, probably 2 episodes, because I do need the materials from the wither. I need nether stars, and he's the one that drops those. But I think that's going to be about it for today. So I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you next time, and we will keep going on this. So, yep. So yeah, bye. Have a good one.